beginners to intermediate stage. This is part 1 of the total Python course. Today we'll start with the data structures that is left not uploaded in the YouTube channel. So basically we start with the data structures, then we go for list methods, tuple methods and string methods separately, and what are data structures actually, and operators. Operator means they are called they are some symbols. Okay, actually they are symbols, whatever like plus minus whatever we use, these are all comes under operators. But then we go for loops in the sense if loop, for loop and while loop. Conditional loops like if and while. uh, then user defined functions and local variable and global variable. User defined functions means creating our own keywords or something like own uh, reserved words, creating our user defined reserved words. Reserved words, I will tell you what it is exactly. uh, and then local variables and global variables. Local variables, it is inside the loop or inside the function. They cannot be called outside, because the local variable changes its containing value every time the function is called. The local variable value is changed to the other thing. So they cannot be called directly, and I will tell you how to call them and how to make a global variable to local variable to global variable. Then after that we'll deal with the variable arguments. uh, Firstly we'll go with three types of user defined functions: no parameterized, parameterized, and variable arguments. The third one, variable arguments, where we'll be looking into zipping and unzipping. Then comprehensions in Python. That topic we'll be seeing in the second part. Uh, when we cover these function, user defined functions, then it would be better. And if we have any time left over, we'll just cover lambda, map, filter, reduce. So this is all for the day, guys. Let us start into the course. Guys, the first day concept is introduction and data structures. Introduction, everybody go for hello world. Even I too go for hello world, but before that I will be telling you what is the syntax and everything for print statement. In every program we'll be going for hello world print statement in the first. Here I will discuss a little bit deeper today. That is not covered in the first video, that is not uploaded. I'll discuss a little bit deeper for the print statement in the start. Firstly we'll start with print statement, then parenthesis in the sense closed brackets, you can see it here. Then we'll type whatever the thing that it might be string. Here this is string. I will tell you what is string and everything when we discuss data structures. As of now you remember like double quotes or single quotes, inside that whatever the matter that we want to print. So the first program is print hello. You could see the compiler gave us hello. Then the must as it's like a opening shot, let's go for that. My first code, print hello world. Hello world in the quotations and close inside the closed brackets. Print in the small letters. Okay, fine. We got something more here. Let me go with the print statement. In print statement we have two more functions. Like if I have hello world and if I have one more thing to be printed, hello earth. Now you can see it here. This print separator and end method has been discussed in the six functions while we are discussing functions, but I thought I should cover it in the starting so that we'll not get confused when we reuse it. So you can see the comma is replaced by space. So by default there is a separator function which we call by separator function. Default value is space. Fine. Now I am modifying it as ash. I will put some ash. That's it. We got something. Fine. Let me comment it. Separator. Let me type print method. Separator method. Now I will copy the same sentence. Control C, Control V. Now again let me run it. It's going back deeper. You can let me run it. I mean it is going to the down line. It is because of ending function. What should it end with? So while writing this, I will write end equal to some dollar. I will write it. This is called end function. Let me put it Control X, Control V. Okay, fine. Now let me run it. Here you can see it. First time when I don't use end method, it is printing. It is going to the down. Next output is going to the down line. But when I use end method, by end method default value is /n. So let me change it here. Comma end equal to, I will put \n. Let me check it whether it will go for 2 lines or not. Print, hey you okay, hey you there. Let me check with it. No error. Let me define on star. Yeah, you could see it here. Like first line it put some star, then it put some line gap. You can see it here. So when we modify the end method, the whole print statement can be modified. Instead of writing in different things, you can just you write all the things and you modify the separator method, so that we can avoid writing multiple print statements. Sometimes we can avoid multiple printing when we have different print statements in different boxes. So when we want to continue the output, where we can use end method. So these are all the uses of print method. Okay, fine. Let's go for data structures. Data structures in the sense Python we have data types and data structures. Both are similar or common in nature. In Python, yeah guys, you can see my screen, right? In Python we have 5 data types. The first one is numeric, dictionary. Numeric deals with all the numbers. I will discuss it a little bit later. And dictionary, Boolean, set, sequence data type. Numeric we have integer, float, complex number. Integer means all the whole numbers and everything. Float, decimals, fractions. Complex numbers, it deals with root of -1, which is I in the real system. Dictionary dictionary in the sense similar to the real world dictionary, where we have some word, we'll be going and looking into the, suppose ambidextrous. If you have ambidextrous, we'll be going and searching in the A letter and M letter and B. Then we'll go and search for ambidextrous and we'll find the meaning writing with both hands. So these writing with both hands, will be the value of the ambidextrous. This ambidextrous is the key for locating that word, that meaning, yeah, writing with both hands. For locating that meaning, we are using ambidextrous as a key inside the dictionary. The same way here we use key and value pair. I will just clarify it by showing you the code. Boolean, it is just 0 and 1, true or false, like this every other language. Set, where it deals with flavor brackets as dictionary. Dictionary also deals with flavor brackets. Flavor brackets in the sense I will show you when I open the code. Next, set, it goes with all the collection of data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, but starts with flavor brackets, ends with flavor brackets. Sequence data types, it is something having index and that goes in some row or range, something like that, in a ordered way. Strings, it is like writing character. It starts with double quotations or single quotations or triple quotations, and end, whatever it starts with, it should end with the same thing. Tuple, it starts with parenthesis. Parenthesis means closed brackets. List, in the sense it starts with square brackets. I will show you. Now let us go for the code. Now you got some basic idea on data structures, right, guys? Now let me go for the first data type, numerical data type. In that we have three data types. First is integer data type. Integer, it is number, something like 9, -9, something like that. Okay. Next, we have float. It is something like decimal. After that, we have complex. Complex number, we denote with J. We denote with J in Python. So let me for finding what type it is in for data structure, data type. Okay. For this is the topic that's not covered, so let me cover it. For finding what type, we use type method. For finding what type of data it is, so that we'll be using this type method continuously, because we'll be using this for finding what type of data frames, or to find numpy array, it is integer, or to apply to know what methods we can use. For data frames, we can use something like columns. That thing we cannot use for series. Both are from the same thing. Only by using type method, print of type method, we can do everything. Print type of let me write something 4444. Okay, fine. 444, it's integer. We got integer, class integer. You guys, I want to make one thing clear. Every code in Python, it's a class. It's written as a classes and objects. You will get to know it very clearly when you go. And why are we using some dots, and why are we using type of parentheses, and I will tell you everything in a clear manner. When we go to the OOPS concept, you will get to know everything. As of now, we completed numerical data types. Then dictionary, as I told you, it's flavor brackets. This is the thing, flavor brackets, a curve in the middle. Dictionary, we use like we create empty dictionary by using just opening flavor brackets and closing flavor brackets. You can ask me like for set, the same thing. What happens if you want to create the set? You can create set by using set of. If you want to create any empty set, you need to use set of. For creating any empty dictionary, you let me create dictionary empty. For creating empty dictionary, I can use this method, dictionary also. Print type of dictionary, or type of dictionary. I told you I will use sep method here, comma dictionary. What is this? Dictionary empty. I will, guys, when I go for these when I go for operators, I will tell you what is a variable and everything, how to assign the value and everything. I will tell you in clear, don't worry. Just as of now, follow the code. dictionary empty. You can see I can write any code in separator function. I can write any sentence also. I am separated. Okay, let me type it. The type of dictionary is dictionary and I am separated. After that you are getting something like empty dictionary. You can see it, empty dictionary. This is empty dictionary. Fine, I told you key and value pair. You can see after key we have some colon, then we have some value, same name. After that we have nickel. So when we try to print that dictionary one, you can see it here. The dictionary is printing like key is key, next colon where value comma name. One key value pair is separated by comma, then other key value pair. You'll get to know how I call it. Like dictionary one of name. What is the name? It's Nikki. Name value is Nikki. So you will print Nikki. That's it. Dictionary. And set. Set. I told you it is also denoted by same flavor brackets. You can see here, guys. Same flavor brackets. When set equal to, I am starting it with normal flavor brackets and I'm writing the all the values. 1 comma I can replace this with no similarity in type is not required. Hello world. But I will tell you one thing about here. 6 comma 7. Now you can check it here. It does not maintain the order. The set, it's not maintaining the order. Whatever the order we give, it does not maintain. It is just sorting the things. 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 6 comma 7 I gave, but it's giving like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, and even strings it sorts. We can use set function from 3.6. The dictionary and sets are getting ordered, so we can use these function for sorting some data. So keep it in mind, like sets can be used for sorting the data. Now you can see Alfonso. I will type something with A. Africa. I will type Africa. Now Africa would be coming first. You can see it because it is sorting the things based on the string or integer, anything. It is just sorting the thing. It's not maintaining the original order. Original order is not maintained. Next, Boolean. Boolean, as I told you, true or false. Boolean, it is just true or false. I declared like some only we have something like keywords concept. I will discuss in the that would be coming in the second part of this concept. So first we will discuss data structures. These are all data types, and data structures are both are similar. And data structures, Boolean is one of the type, and I told you true or false or 0 or 1. Okay, fine. D is equal. The true or false are the only keywords or reserved words that start with capital letter. You can see T is starting with capital letter. Rest, type, set, everything is starting with small letter. So now we are going with D. Next, Boolean. Boolean is completed. Next, sequential data types. It has some value and index. In a sequential data type, we need some index. String, we have three types: string, list, and tuple. You can see the commented quotes. It is string, it is character, name, or words, anything. Text, it is something text. Okay, continuous text. List, it is similar to set, but the difference, it is ordered. I told you set, it is not maintaining any order. Whatever the order that we give, it is not maintaining. It is just sorting the thing. It is defined by square brackets. As I told you, you can see the square brackets here at the last. Now tuple, it is similar to list but immutable. String, it is also immutable. I will tell you what is immutable. Immutable means it cannot be modified. you'll get to know why I am telling it specifically. Tuple and string cannot be modified because if they cannot be modified, we need to reassign the value. While discussing the variable, I will tell you. So that's why whenever we are using string function, we will be reassigning the value. I'll show you. Like I'll show you a little bit forward uh, because as I'm discussing the string concept, it would whenever we are writing some method for string, we are just reassigning the thing. We are writing the variable again. Okay, fine. So that is called reassigning. We are reassigning the value for the variable. We cannot modify the string, so we are reassigning the thing. That is what immutable means. For modifying a tuple or string, you need to reassign the value. That's what it means. You can only modify the variable. You cannot modify the tuple or anything. They are immutable. You are just modifying the. You are just changing the value of the container. You are not just modifying. I will get to know everything in detail a little bit later. First, let us go back to the data structures again. As I told you, string got some index. Set doesn't have any index. You can see I developed some list one, tuple one, something like that, and list one of three. As I told you, sequential data types have some index. Yeah. So I am describing some string one, something like hey buddy, I am okay. Set one 1 2 3 4 5 6. List one 1 2 3 4 5 6, something like that. Tuple 1 2 3 4 6 5, something. You can check 6 5, and list one of 3 is equal to 2. I am assigning the value of like third index. Index we call by square brackets, and the number would represent what index it is. Index starts from 0 1 2 3 4. So list 1 of 3 is equal to 2. You can check when I printed it, the list 1. First I printed set 1 1 2 3 4 5 6. String 1, hey buddy, I am okay. Tuple 1 1 2 3 4 6 5. List 1 1 2 3 2 6 5. You can see the third index, that is fourth element, is changed to 2. I will, and index, as I told you, index starts from 0 and it ends till length of the data type -1, because it is starting from 0, so the last value would be -1. And we can find we have something like length function, so we can find how many elements are there inside the data type. By using length function, we can use this for most of the cases, most of the data type. Now okay, string 1, we have something function like index. This is this thing we have for everything, like string 1 dot index of k. In string 1, where is k? It is in the last. So string 1 dot index of k, it is 15. It is showing some 15. The length is 16, but it is showing the last element index is 15. I told you -1. And the index of h is the first letter, so it is 0. This is starting and last index of the, I mean it starts from 0 and length of -1. Index as a key. In dictionary we have some name, something like the whatever the key we gave, but here we will be having index as a key. Whatever the index, for calling the element, we will be having index as a key for attaining the element. This is some, here we have some slicing operation done here, reversing a string. How did we do it? And I will tell you in detail when we discuss range concept. It's getting late already. And list 1, the same thing we applied with every, this is called slicing concept. I will tell you in detail. We can use for every for every sequential data type, we can use this slicing concept. That's why I am just discussing sequential data type, so I am not going in deeper. That's it for data structures. We discussed a lot regarding data structures. Let's come back again. Python, it has five data types: numeric, integer, it is integer, numbers, float, decimals, complex, normal, root of -1. Dictionary, it is key and value pair. Boolean, 0 and 1, or true or false. 0 and 1, why I am saying is, it's like we'll be using 0 and 1 for if loops. There 0 and 1 works as a condition, Boolean value. Set, it is something like flower brackets and writing all the data. It just sorts the data. Sequential data type: strings, tuple, and list. Strings, it is double quotation, single quotations, and triple quotation, triple singular, triple double quotations. Whatever we start with, we should end it with it. Tuple, starts with parenthesis, that means closed brackets, and ends with closed brackets. It is also contains the same data like set. List, it starts with square brackets. Only difference is strings and tuple are immutable, list can be mutable. Okay, fine. We have successfully completed data structures and introduction to Python. Now we will go for in detail description of every data structure. What are the methods we are going to use for every thing. uh, let's not waste time, let's go directly into the code. For list methods, the first thing for every methods, every data type I gonna do is creating an empty thing. For list method, we can create an empty list using square brackets, or list method list of. For creating a list, we can use square brackets 1 comma 2 comma 3, or list of 1 comma 2 comma 3. I will tell you one thing. The last comma indicates something, continuation or something. These comma we use while not to get any issues while modifying a code, because whenever we write this comma, it will not be considered. But when we these tuple type of thing we use for assigning multiple value assignment. So there we use comma, because whenever we add some other new variable, so comma will not be missed, and syntax error will not be coming. So we will be using some last comma. This is nullified, but it uses in the most of the case, because it reduces syntax errors. So 1 comma 2 comma, the last comma will not be considered. 1 comma 2 comma 4, 3 comma 4. Okay, now we got some list, we got some string, because that thing we made into string. That list a comma b, in that b is we made into some string by using string method, str. I already told you, string we can define by double quotation, triple quotations, or single quotations, or str method, string method. Next, the first thing, adding some data to the list. A is 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, b is 5 comma 6 comma 7 comma 8. The first method, we have three methods here: append, extend, insert. Let me show you the difference of it. A dot append of b, it will append as a single element. Append adds at the last and as a single element. Extend, a dot extend of b, it extends as multiple elements inside a list. It extends at the last. But a dot insert, this is the main concept we'll be using in data frames also. A dot insert of 2 comma b, in the second index b will be inserted. You can see 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, 1 comma 2 comma the second index, that is 0 1 2, the third element is replaced by 5 comma 6 comma. This is adding and removing. Pop, we have two things, but three methods. One is remove. In remove we specify the element. In second one is pop, and pop index popping. I will tell you. For adding we have append, extend, and insert. Append will add at the last as a single element. Extend adds at the last but multiple elements. Insert on the specified location. Next, removing elements. We have a equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. I want to remove that 2 specify, I am not specifying the index, I am specifying the element, then we will use remove element. But when I want to specify that index, I will use, I told you three types of thing. One is remove, then pop, and index pop. And the first pop, when we discuss, the last element would be removed. When I print, uh, when I print the whole thing, like when I print this thing, it will not return null. It will return the removed value. You can check it. It printing pop function gives removed value. For getting the last value, we can do that. You can 4. The removed value is 4. I will type it something. The strings. The removed value is the removed value is 4, and the for remove, when we use pop function, the last element would be removed from the thing. When I again printed the original thing, it doesn't go the same way. And when I want to when I want to remove the specified index, a dot pop of 2, when I printing it 1 comma 2 comma 4, the second index, the third element is getting missed. Pop, that is, this is called index popping. Index popping or in popping using index. Control slash for commenting. Next, a dot pop of 2, I removed that. A dot pop of 2 means the 3 will be removed, the 3 is removed, and again I am printing a dot pop, the 4 is getting printed. We trying pop function, again we wrote it here. Now I told you previously, slicing. What does slicing actually means? It's like cutting into pieces. Slicing, we can use it in list, dictionary, strings, but I will show you in list. Slicing, for slicing we will be using colon in between. First start value, the first value that we give is starting value, from which index it is to start. Next, ending value. Next, step value, how much step it need to go. The first value is start value, I told. The first from first index it will start. 7th, it will stop at 7th index, somewhere out here. I will give you step value as 2. Then it will jump from 2, 4, you can see 2, 4, 6. The step value is 2, so it is jumping. In the same way, we have some negative index. We can print like for getting print a of, I told you slicing step. If you don't mention anything, it will take till last. I will mention only the start value. Start value is 1. I didn't mention anything. I will mention like 2 steps. If we don't mention anything, it will take till last. You can see 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, and 7, 8, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. This is getting printed. And when we discuss negative, a list will have 0, 1, 2, 3. It starts as a positive index. But from the reverse, when we start from here, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, length -1. I mean total length of the whole thing, -1. So when I try to print using negative index, so I can using negative index. Okay, fine. Now I will print a is to I will use negative index -1. I am asking it to start from -1. then I am not giving it ending value, so it will become, I am giving -1. -1 is also a step value. Let me check it. Using negative index, it is printing in the reverse. It's starting -1, minus it will like here it is -1, again it is increasing, -1, -1, -1, -2. So the second most element from the last negative index starts from the last. So again -1, minus second index, again -1, minus third index. So it is printing in the reverse. For reversing we use a minus index and everything. So we are completed with adding, removing, slicing of lists. These are all the basic methods. Next we will go for string methods. String methods, we have many things like same like slicing, the same concept here we use. And for creation of empty data types, we will be using these function: list, set, dictionary, str, int, float, complex. These are all data structures that we discussed earlier. For string methods, we have lower. Here we have something like hi, I am here for okay. Lower means it changes all into lowercase. You can see print a dot lower. The first thing is everything in small. A dot upper, everything in uppercase. A dot title, only the first element would be in capital. A dot capitalize, first element of every word will be capital here. That's it. And the slicing of strings and concatenation of strings. We use plus symbol to add two strings. That is concat. We will have some double underscore add method. We will discuss it later. And it has split and join method. Split in the self, we have some multiple string. Suppose we have a string, we want to divide it based on separation. Like here, hey, hi, how are you doing? Here I want to separate every element based on space. When we want to break a string into list parts, we will use split based on what delimiter we use. This is widely used in NLP, natural language processing. The split method based on space, a dot split, I am printing it, and split we are using space. It is giving hey, hi, how are you as different elements. It is splitting based on that space. Next, based on that h I am splitting. So ey I how o it splits based on the delimiter that we are giving. Suppose I have a crazy example for you. Suppose I have something like using /n, adorable, sweetheart, darling, gorgeous, something, etc., etc., mesmerizing, precious. So here I have this is a like multiple string. Here you can triple quotes. With triple quotes we have here. I want it as a single thing, like inside a dictionary, inside a list. I want it because when I pass for loops, list would be my best option because I can modify the list. So when I want these everything into this /n, because it is changing the line. So /n I am changing it to comma. That's it. I am just replacing it with comma. Then I am splitting with comma. I will let me print the previous thing also. Print a before splitting how it is. You can see the whole multi-line thing with /ns has been converted with commas. So now I am splitting it using comma. You can see it here, right? I am splitting it based on comma. For based on comma, give me separate. For using random, we need list. For that list, we can use this split function. Okay, fine. I have separated using this list function. How can I join this into a list? That's where join function comes. First, this is just a reverse. First we are putting the variable, then we are using split method, then we are putting the delimiter. Delimiter means separator. But here little different. we are using the delimiter at the start with what we have to join. Next we are using the join method, and there inside the parenthesis we are writing the variable that we are using. Here you can see star join list. Join list is hey hi how are you, okay. So it just joins as a string using that star. This is what about uh, split and join. For when we use split and join combined, we'll get again the same string. That's it. Reverse of when we want to make any list into string, we can use this split method. Next, strip. It removes unnecessary white spaces. White spaces means slash and slash t slash something like that. It removes unnecessary white spaces. You can see the slash ends are removed at the last and something like that. And replace method, I told you already. uh, Replace method comes with two parameters. First thing, what we want to replace. Here I am replacing it with I am okay. So I am not coming, I am okay, not come, I something, it's jumbling it. It's replacing I, wherever it finds I, it will replace with I am okay. This is also uh, used in NLP and something like that. This is basic loops. Guys, we have completed string methods and everything. Now we'll go for operators, then we'll discuss some loops and everything in detail. Guys, we have successfully completed data structures, list methods, tuple methods and string methods, some etc methods. And now operators in Python. Operators itself, it means symbols. Operators are of arithmetic operators, 8 types. Arithmetic operators, membership operators, relational operators, identity operators, assignment operators, bitwise operator, logical operators, 7 types, sorry. And arithmetic operators, we do arithmetic calculations, plus minus, addition, subtraction, multiplication, float, division, etc. A plus b, a minus b. And membership operators, it checks whether it is a member or not, whether it is present in that or not. It those operate membership operators are in and not in. For arithmetic operators, every symbol we will get. Remainder is percentage symbol, into 2, it is power of b. Next, this is Boolean output. The membership operator gives Boolean output. Relationship operator also gives Boolean value, but less than, greater than, less than or equal to, less, greater than or equal to. These are all comparison, relational or comparison operators, we can call it. A equal to 3 4, 34, b equal to 36. We are using less than b, a greater than b. Based on that, it gives some bool value. These are all used in while loop and for loop. Next concept you will be knowing it. Assignment operators, we are assigning the value. Here we need to discuss one main concept, variable. Variable is just a storage container. A, B, C, D, these are all names of variables. Akil, Nikhil is equal to name is equal to Nikhil. This name will be variable. We are assigning the value Nikhil to the name variable. This is putting some memory in memory inside the container. This is variable is a memory container, and the symbols that we use are operators. Assignment operators are used for assigning a value to the container. A plus equal to 4. That means a equal to a plus 4. That means we are assigning a value as a plus 4, plus equal to, minus equal to means a equal to a minus 5. The same thing here. And with bitwise operators, these deal with binary number. For finding binary number, bin of a, when we write it, for 12 0 1 1 0 0, for 13 1 1 0 0 0 1. If we write a and b, a and b means both should be true, then only true. 1 1, for first 1 1 it is true, 1 1 it is true, 0 0 it is false, 0 1 it is false, 1 1 0 0. So it would be 12 as the output. And we'll have some minus number. Negative means minus 1, I mean negative of a number. This is negative of a number, not a, not b. This is not a, not a means if we write 12, it will give minus 12 minus 1, that is minus 13. If we write, it is like similar to the index, minus in native index, something like that, but it's not the same. So when we write 13 minus minus 13 minus 1, it is minus 14. We will get the output as minus 14 when we write not. These are all by bitwise operators. Next we will go for logical operator. Logical means we should have some logic similar to the bitwise and bitwise or. Here we should have both logics to be correct. Here a greater than b and b greater than, both should be true. In the same way both should be false for or to be false. These are all same as logical operator. Identity operator, where we will find some new thing like id. Id is address of the variable. Identity operator is and is not. It just checks whether the address, whether the variable or whether the variable is connected to the direct address or not, same address or not. And we'll have garbage collection for memory handling. I will discuss it when we have time in the future upcoming classes. Don't worry, I will definitely discuss about it. Garbage collection maybe. Next, when we print anything like a equal to 3 and b equal to 3 and c equal to 4 minus 1, if you can see when I print id, both are similar. Here you can see a is b, I will print. You can see here 9968 9968 9968. When the id number is same, is returns true. When the id is different, for list 1 list 2 the id is different because the id is different. List 1 is list 2, hello this printer. So this is false because the id is not similar. It just checks the id, address of the variable. Garbage collection, how is memory? It is done by using, whenever we have something like I will tell you, whenever we have same number like here a equal to 3 b, whenever b is removed, this b value changes to 4 or a value changes to 4, when they are interlinked the chain gets destroyed. Previously a value was 3, that a value will be thrown into the garbage. That's called that will be thrown into the recycle bin. That is why it's called garbage recycling. And the same way it will when the a equal to b equal to c, that equal to 3, but a equal to 4, then a is getting delinked. That's why it's changing its address. Okay, this deals with address. And garbage collection means unused container will be removed outside the environment, outside the compiling environment. That is called garbage collection. Whenever we don't use any variable, whenever we delete some variable, it just goes into the trash. We cannot that's what garbage collection deals with. Okay, we have completed operators. Let's recall what are the operators we have and what are the operators we have covered. We have covered all the things. Arithmetic operators, addition, subtraction. Membership operators, whether in and not in, whether it checks it's a member or not. Relational operators or comparison operators, less than, greater than. Identity operators, or I told you already, identity operators or address checking operators, is and is not. Assignment operator, plus equal to a plus equal to 4, that means a equal to a plus 4. Bitwise operator, it deals with the binary number by bitwise and bitwise or. And logical operators and or, we have two statements, both should be true, it is and, both should be false, it is then false, it is or, right. We have covered operators successfully, guys. Now we'll go for Python loops. Yeah, we have many loops, many type of loops, like if loop, while loop and for loop. But nested if loop, nested for loop, these come in deeper concepts. Now let's go for loops. Loops, by the word, it means something connected or continuous. It is repetitive. It is something connectively repeated. Same like f of x equal to f of x minus 1. These are all some repeating sentence. That's it. And now in Python we have three loops: if loop, for loop, while loop. If loop means if some condition is true, do that thing. For loop means for I in some range, do that thing. While loop, while the condition is true, do that thing. While and if loops are conditional loops. For while loop, it is infinity time loop. While if loop, it is just a normal one time loop. So let's go into the code. Say single conditional loop. Conditional loop means if loop. So if we can use relational operator, logical operator, and membership operator here, because logical operators we get true boolean value, membership operator we get boolean value, and relational operators also we get boolean value. If 2 greater than 4, print greater than, else print less than. Here we write if, and then every loop should be closed by using some colon. So if 2 greater than 4, if condition, the syntax is if condition, then colon, print something else. If that is not true, then what you have to do? Then nested if loop. If we have two or more things, the same thing, if false, print I am okay. These are all the same thing. Else hello I am not okay. uh, False, if here false, so it will not return the state. If it's true, using bool value, I am telling how to use bool value for these type of if loops. If true, print high. Then true, if value, when it becomes true only, it will go inside the loop. We are giving that bool value as true because we are just only concentrating on the bool value. Even relational when we use 2 greater than 4, we are just concentrating on the bool value. So printing high, else it is printing hello world. That's it. And now I told you nested if loop. If 7 greater than 9, print high. 7 is greater than 9, no. Then what it has to do? Else if 8 greater than 9, print not sure. It is also false. Then what you have to? Else 9 greater than 7. Yeah, 9 greater than 7. Print I am sure. If it's also false, what it should do? I am not okay. It says 9 greater I am sure. It will print I am sure because it stops there. Whenever one single true statement lies for this if loop, it stops because it is not a while statement. Infinity illa. Normal loop. Okay, nested if loop we completed. Else if inside else if. These are all similar as nest if, this small thing. Okay, fine. Next we'll go for loop. I told you for loop have some range of values. It will look inside some sequence data or some data, some iterative data. It should have some iteration. Iteration means some step, repetitive step, a step. Like for loops, for loop syntax is for some instant variable or non-local variable. You will get to know when we discuss local, local and global variable, but non-local variable we didn't discuss. I will tell you when we discuss this time. Definitely I will not miss that concept. For b in range of 1 comma 5, range of 1 comma 5 is similar as slicing. First one will be the starting value, second one will be the ending value, third one will be the step value. But here we use commas instead of that colons. That for b in range of 1 comma 5, it starts from 1, 1 2 3 4 5 it will not take. Ending value it will not take in slicing or in range also it will not take. So here we will have 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 done, for loop done. And range 2 comma, you can see it here, 2 comma 20 comma 4, it starts from 2 and ends at 20, but the step value is 4, same like slicing. Now we will see for nested for loop. Here you can say let me interrupt it. For I in A, for j in A, like when I am printing for I in A, it will take 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. For every iteration, for 1 it will take j in A means 1 comma 2 comma 4. For 1 it will take 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Then again for let me do it something. For again for 2 it will take 1 2 3 4. In the same way here you can see when I print I comma j, 1 comma 1 1 comma 2 1 comma 3 1 comma 4. In the same way we are getting 2 comma 1 2 comma 2. For every iteration it will go multiple. For every for every single iteration it will take the for loop inside it. It will do every single iteration. It will do every iteration for in the nested for loop. Fine, guys. Now this is moving inside a string. These are all okay. Uh, Now we'll go for while loop. While loop, these are for these also same like if loop. We can use via some relational operators, logical operators, membership operators, or Boolean operator. Okay, Boolean, it's not an operator, it's a data type. Boolean data type. So okay, these the only difference between if and while loop, it's both are if conditional loops, but while loop it's infinity loop. Whenever the thing is true, we can, whenever we don't put any stopping uh, stopping condition, it will go on for sure. That is the only difference between thing. While I started with I equal, I is a non-local variable, and non-local variable here I will tell you, just temporary variable you can remember. I equal to 0 while I less than 4. First it will go 0 less than 4, yes, right. Print high, first time it will print high, then I plus equal to 1, I, that means I equal to I plus 1, that means 0 equal to 0 plus 1, that means sorry, I equal to 0 plus 1, so I value will be 1. Next again it will come 1 less than 4, again 2 less than 4, like that 4 times it will print. This is while loop, conditional while loop. Guys, we have completed while loop also by using bool. These are all I will share you the notes if you want. While and if loop. Inside while loop we are using some if I by 4 is equal to 0, something like that. Using these are all similar. You can understand when you know the basic syntax. Sure, guys, these are all patterns that we have done the homeworks and everything, guys, right. Let me go for the thing. Now we have completed data structures, list method, operators, and loops. Now the thing is, we will complete basic things in functions. We'll wind up the class. Next concept is user-defined functions, local variable, and global variable. User-defined functions, a function in the self means it is doing some action. Okay, it do something or action. We have two types of functions: user-defined function and pre-built or inbuilt function like keyword. I already told you some reserve words. Those are nothing but keywords. Pre-built functions like sum, length, type. These are all inbuilt words. This cannot be used as a variable name. Now user-defined functions. So same like thing, for length we have something, count we have some function. Same like we have user defined function. In that we have two function, no parameterized. One thing with no parameterized, here you can see hello hi. I just didn't pass any arguments inside it, inside the parenthesis. So when I call this without any function, like without any arguments, it will just give me hi how are you, then second time hi how are you. So the function, it is just removing multiple line of code into single line calling back. Just it's reducing 10 or 20 lines of code into one time writing, and I mean it's just reducing multiple usage codes into single line of code. It just do some work, that's it. Now when I say parameterized function, here I will pass some argument, some parameter inside that parenthesis. Here you can see when I call this, let me call this welcome Aki. Now you can see, hey how are you Aki, means we are passing some parameter. This is called parameterized function. We have discussed parameterized and non-parameterized, how to define it and how to call it. If I don't pass any parameter, if I don't pass any parameter, it will raise an error. To handle this error, I will pass some default value. If nothing is passed, I want to make it non-parameter. If nothing is passed, my default value will be Aki. This is the way of writing a function when I mean like writing a parameterized function into a non-parameter and defining some default values for parameterized function. This is here if I write num equal to 10 or something, if we don't define any parameter for it, it will take the same one. Here the next we have completed user defined functions, and now we will go for global and uh, global variable. User defined function we have gone for parameterized function, non-parameterized function, but we have other concept. The next concept is variable arguments or variable parameterized. Like in parameterized function we have two types, parameter normal parameterized function and variable parameterized function. Before we go into that, we need to understand the concept of global variable and local variable. Number 16, I defined it in the main line, main indentation code. It is global variable. We can call it anywhere inside a function or anything. But while here you can, when I call, when I declare something like let me not declare this as a global variable. When I try to call num1, it raises some error. Num1, it's num1. You can just let me check. Okay. When I call num1 at the start, print after print function, from print function if I call it, it is printing 17. But when I call it from the normal line, it is printing 16 because this is global variable num1. Here it is global variable, but inside I printed inside the uh, this num1, it is local variable. It is just getting created inside the function, inside this. So whenever I call this local variable, value gets changed. So whenever I called print function of num1, there I will get 17. But when I call normal way, normally in the code, I will get 16 because this is global variable. Num1 variable, wherever you go, it would be 16. But inside these local variable, this is less normal temporary name. Num1, this is normal temporary name. So the inside function only you will be getting that 17 value. That is the difference. Local variable cannot be got outside. But for getting that outside, now you can see the difference. Syntax error global. Enadidi? Global num1. Global declaring num1 as name num1 is parameter and global. Okay, num1 it is already. Let me give it now some name num2. Okay, now you can see everything is 16. Why? Because let me print 17 16 says the same thing, because when I put here print num2, it will give me value 17 because it can be called now because I put it global this is how we convert global variable to local variable, local variable to global variable. That's it. We have completed user defined functions and global variable also, and this is how we create multiple parameterized function, and it's something like that, defining a squares of number inside return function. We return it returns the value, it does not print. We have to reprint it. Define here we are printing squaring of 90 because we are again we are just returning the number. then we have to like print it if you want to see the thing. It is useful for storing in some variables, something like that. For storing any value, it does return. Otherwise, if we when we don't use any return statement, it just prints the thing. Okay, guys. This is all about functions. These are all the things that we did, exercises and everything. Everything is clearly given in a separate video. For every video, for every topic, you have a separate video which is very lengthy and a little bit interesting. And the last concept of today's class, part one, variable arguments, zipping and unzipping. The variable arguments, we get this concept inside that functions, defining functions, because we have some arguments, parameters or arguments. We call it arguments or parameters. Whatever defined inside, yeah, you can see here. Whatever defined inside the parenthesis, it's called parameters or arguments. So variable arguments. Before we get to know these variable arguments concept, we need to go for zipping. Zipping is just like our normal zip. Guys, what is the function of normal zip? Teju, what is the function of normal zip in our daily life or real time?
Sorry?
What is the function of zip that we use in our daily life? Combining two things, right?
Yeah.
Combining two things. The same way, unzip means removing, decombining two things. Unpacking two things. In the same way, we can say the zipping and unzipping can be called as packing and unpacking. Okay, this concept comes in tuple. You'll get to know. These are all the similar concepts with different names. Actually, I have one list: A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, B equal to 5, 6, 7. I am using zip concept. I am merging both A and B together using zip function. You can see here C equal to list of I am taking the list of everything inside the zip function, otherwise it cannot be displayed. It is just it displays as a generator something. So zip of A comma B, that means 1 5 will come in a pair for 6 7 2 6 3 7 4 8. You can see it 1 comma 5 2 comma 6 3 comma, it zips, it packs into the middle. Okay, fine, I zipped it. But how I can unzip it? I just use some star. E comma f is equal to zip of star. After using zip, how many variables we have? We need to provide that many variables, because we previously had two variables, so I need to provide 6 e comma f. So zip of star c, it gets converted back to the same thing. And here e and f are separate are the new lists that we have. A and b are being converted into e and f. There, while printing, I am using the separator method that we have discussed. The same way we are using for the different things. 1 2 3 4 5. If we are in the previous case, we have same amount of numbers, 1 2 4 and 4, but here we have 4 and 5, 5 and 4. Then it will take only 4 elements. Whatever the least uh, length of the list passed, it will take it. So we'll get 1 5 2 6 3 7 4 8. 5, it will be removed outside. You can check it here. 1 5 2 6 3 7 4 8, and the repeat changed list would be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Yeah, similar as before. Whenever it will take only the similar length part. Whenever we have 3 or more, you can see it here. I have hi, hello, 5 9. Here the ABC, if I zip, I have one single element, so only the first 3 elements would be coming. Hi, 5 9, the same thing. Unzipping, this is the thing. Now if we have variable, if we have to pass variable arguments, the same way it is something like unzipping. It is something like passing to the uh, passing to the parameter. I will show you. This is the normal function. Like if I have, let me type a function, define cube of x. Okay, fine. Now I will print x power 3. Fine. now I'll get now I'll call that function cube of 56. It's one. Okay, let me print cube of 6. Okay, fine. This is okay when we have single single number. Suppose if we have suppose the same thing I will write. If we have diff, if you have 2 and 3 at the same time, diff square of star a. Then for every loop and function we need to close with colon. Then I will print star a
డాడీ ఫోన్ చేస్తుండ్రా
star a into 5. Let me check whether it works or not. It's not working.
ఏసీ అంటే ఆన్ చేయవారా కొంచెం ఏసీ అంటే ఆన్ చేయవా నాది అయిపోవడానికి వచ్చింది ప్లీజ్
Control. Yes. Now here when we have multiple when I have some diff welcome of x variable arguments I would be using like hey are you okay x. X is the thing that we have sent it here. So let me try it. Def square of star a print a into 4 square of let me put square of 2 comma 3 tuple and in let me pass it into something like that. When we have some welcome of x, hey are you okay. Now when I say welcome Akil comma Nikhil, so I am passing some variable arguments. I am not fixing to the
స్పీడ్ పెట్టావా ఫ్యాన్
I am not fixing to the same single argument here. I am not fixing to the double argument. Here I am fixing Akil, Sai and Nikhil. Here you can see all the elements that we passed are are getting back called back to the function. This is called variable arguments. Passing variable and you can check here how to here I am calling two parameters and then variable arguments. Define welcome one of a comma b and star x. Star x means variable arguments. Print a are you okay with b I am dash x. Akil Tej Nikhil Poo. Akil are you okay with Tej I am Nikhil Poo. Means the variable arguments are getting in the last and the a and b gets in the first. But when we put some a star b star x, x will not be getting any value because all the variable all the arguments after one argument it will go into variable argument, so x will not be considered. This is all about variable arguments and apply this is all about guys. We have successfully crossed intermediate level in functions and everything. For every concept we discussed or revised, we have a detailed video for every single concept. We have everything covered, but I have covered most of the things. But if you have missed anything you can just get into the topic. If it's methods or functions, you just go and type into that functions tech talks real time. uh, then you will definitely get our channel there and our video there. Thank you guys. Have a great day.